Well, we're going to start with the Paris Cybercrime Unit searches Twitter office, and Musk is summoned to court. So they already had an investigation going into Twitter for how they violate all sorts of EU regulations. And they've added in the child porn stuff that Grok has been doing. So French police raided the offices of Elon Musk's social media network, Twitter, not X, on Tuesday, and prosecutors ordered the tech billionaire to face questions in a widening investigation. The raid by Paris prosecutors' cybercrime unit and Musk's summoning, which could further increase tensions between Europe and the US over big tech and free speech. I don't know why it would. I mean, I know why it's going to, but it shouldn't raise tensions between the United States and Europe to be like, hey, this company is doing illegal things, so we're going to investigate them. Like, that just shouldn't even be a political thing. That should just be like, you broke the law, we're holding you accountable. But I guess the United States doesn't understand that anymore. But yeah, this investigation has been going on for about a year into suspected abuse of algorithms and fraudulent data extraction by Twitter or its executives. And they have also kicked off a formal investigation into Musk's artificial intelligence chatbot Grok over the processing of personal data and its potential to produce harmful sexualized images and video content. They do say it later in the article, but notably that includes sexual content of children.
So here's the thing that confuses me. Why was this not a thing that Elon made certain it couldn't do in the first place? Like that...
Because free speech. The speech has to be free.
I'm going to be that guy that just says child porn is not free speech.
That's not freedom of expression?
It's just exploitation. That's all it is. The other question is, why would you want to see those images? Why is that a thing that you... Why is that a thing you want?
I actively avoided going on Twitter, even for this job, when that was happening, because I did not want to see any of that.
You're just like, no, I don't need this shit in my life. This shit is dumb and bad and stupid.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it is not necessary.
Fucking hell.
First time I've ever been able to watch this live. Granted, I won't be able to podcast it when I work in the morning. Fun fact, you can watch it live and then listen to it again. No, that's okay. You don't need to listen to us twice. First time's painful enough. But, yeah. No, they're calling... So the French probe will also now investigate alleged complicity into the detention and diffusion of images of a child pornographic nature and the violation of a person's image rights with sexually explicit deepfakes, among other potential crimes. And they have been summoned to Musk and Yaccarino have been summoned to a hearing scheduled for April 20th. I will be interested to see whether or not they actually show up for that.
Yeah. God, it's just so fucking gross. It doesn't need to fucking be a thing at all.
Nope. Neither does... I mean, Twitter doesn't need to be a thing. It is no longer anywhere close to being considered the town hall or whatever the fuck it was before.
No, it's not. It's just a right-wing...
Like, it has become the equivalent of... where did all the right-wing nutjobs go whenever YouTube or Twitter started actually enforcing their terms of service?
Some of them went to Odyssey. Some of them went to... the fuck was the first one where you could...
Rumble, Telegram, Mastodon.
No. That's, so Mastodon was part of the Twitter... The Twitter being right-wing was when Mastodon was built up. No, it was, because I had my stuff going to that website as well.
I also had things before then.
Just trying to remember what the fuck it was called.
Why are billionaires in the right wing fighting so hard for, he says child porn, but as Fennec pointed out earlier, apparently we're shifting from calling it child porn to child sexual abuse material, because porn is a legal and sometimes good thing and a fun thing that people enjoy. So we don't want to associate that with CSAM.
I appreciate that, but CP is faster to say, and it is completely understood by everyone.
You could actually say it and say CSAM.
You could say CSAM.
But then it sounds like you're reading a Dr. Seuss book.
I'm just gonna call it I'm just gonna call it what the fuck it is. If somebody somehow, some way, in some world gets confused when you say the words child porn, if somehow somebody gets confused thinking that is somehow consensual, then congratulations, I found that red flag. I can now drop a friend. Like that, the easiest thing in the world. Easiest thing in the fucking world.
I think it's more about calling it porn adds more stigma to porn, which is already stigmatized.
Torture porn is a word. Snuff porn is a word. Like I mean,
both of those describe Mel Gibson movies.
I don't think I don't think it does. I think that is there is this thing that happens every 5 or so years with language. With language, with human beings.
Don't be an idiot.
What do you mean?
I was referencing the thing that this happened a while ago with the word idiot.
Oh yeah, don't be an idiot. But yeah, no, this happens every 5 years or so with language. And it technically happens more gradually than that, but you can always see like stages about every 5 years of this where an attempt is made to recategorize what a previous word meant. And I know it happens more gradually than that. Obviously, anybody who studied, etymology knows that words change meaning, or more meaning is added onto words at a much more at a less predictable rate than that.
And Fennec really gets to the point here, where he says,
no matter what you call it, it's fucking gross.
It's fucking gross. Yeah,
correct. But we do this thing with language where we try to find issues with language as we currently have it, and then try to change it. And sometimes that's completely valid. Sometimes there's very good fucking reasons for doing that, and I recognize that. And sometimes there are things like the attempt to recategorize idiot as a slur that none of us should say. Sometimes there are hits, sometimes there are misses. I am okay with saying both CSAM and saying CP, but I feel like if there is ever an attempt for somebody to try to say, and I'm not saying you did this, Fennec, at all, but if anybody tries to say, actually, we call it this now, I'm going to go, who the fuck is we? Because I don't think you and I are part of that we here, because we are having a conversation. And if you understood what I said when I said that word, then we don't have a problem.
Yeah.
But that's just a rant where language is concerned.
I feel like we're splitting hairs. I don't care one way or the other. Like, as Fennec said, it's gross.
Yeah, it's gross no matter how we do it. It's like with the idiot thing for me, where I'm like, I accept both usages of that word. They both are fucking gross no matter which one you use. I'm curious to see what that conversation is going to look like 4 years from now.
Okay.
We'll see.
Well, I mean, CSAM has been around for probably 4 or 5 years already anyway, so it's not like... it's not a term that I'm unfamiliar with. I just thought they were interchangeable.
Well, and sometimes you try to tell everybody that LGBTQ should be called GRSM, and then nobody picks it up. Weird.
Yeah, I actually liked GRSM because it was a nice little rebuttal to the acronym is getting too long.
Yeah.
Okay, GRSM.
And you know what? It had perfect utility for that, but then it just didn't get adopted after. Yeah, I don't remember exactly when it was.
One of those things where, like, if I use this, I have to explain it every time.
Which means suddenly the utility of language has died. Like, the point of language is to have utility for speech so that two people can understand what they're saying. If every word I say requires an explanation, I might as well be talking about a different language. And that's why these things tend to happen very, very slowly and get adopted over time, as opposed to, like, I think X thing, and then X thing flips. It never actually just flips. It takes time.
I would like to be able to have an impact on language, but I don't, even as a public figure.
I think if we were larger, it could happen. It's like how Twitter, like the word tweet. I'm going to be sad the day the word tweet actually dies, but we know that it's going to die.
Eventually, yeah.
Because X is a thing now.
News outlets have stopped referring to it as X, formerly known as Twitter. It's just X now.
They just call it X now.
Hello.
So Olivia Williams is asking what GRSM stands for. Gender, Romantic, and Sexual Minorities.
Yep.
So it's like a catch-all for LGBTQ and whatever else could fit into the acronym is GRSM. So even if the acronym grows, it'll still fit GRSM.
Wolves Rain says, I still call it Twitter. Understandable, but I
still call it Twitter.
Let's hypothesize a word for just a minute, or let's hypothesize a world real quick. We're 20 years into the future. There is now a brand new generation of people who have been born in a world where it is X and have lived their entire lives in a world where it is X, and they are now tax-paying adults. What do they call it?
Like, how come all the old people are calling X Twitter?
Correct. And now suddenly we're on that. We are actually quite literally on the boomer end of language at that point. So I agree in principle.
Back in my day, we didn't need to say Rafflecopter. It was just LOL.
Yeah, I agree in principle with just calling it Twitter. At the same time, though, I also recognize that we've moved far. We've moved several years past that acquisition, and what that website is now is not what Twitter was.
Yeah, no, it is.
Because Twitter was very much a centristy liberal space when it was being piloted by the people who owned it. When Elon took it over, it stopped being that. It started being much closer to a fucking Chan board.
Yeah, absolutely. But I still call it Twitter, mainly because I like the name Twit Tweets for my show, okay?
Yeah, and that's entirely fine.
I thought it was clever, and then Elon came and ruined it.
I used to be with it, and then they changed what it is.
Shut the fuck up.
Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitta, you know I'm not saying that last part, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.